I'm making a video about the news and politics category. The way it's set up now under the setting of worldwide, videos in that category are handicapped, and I'm going to post a video about that soon. But first I want to thank YouTube user CapitalistHolocaust, who kept suggesting that I should change the icon every time I upload a new video. That would help people know that I have uploaded a new video. So that got me thinking about a way to do it, but to still maintain the logo. So I came up with this. As I'm looking through this category of what's called top news, which is the default page, I see this guy Richard Gage propagating falsehoods. I've seen him before. He doesn't know what he's talking about. I'll show you a clip.
Well, we're told that the planes hit the buildings and there was an explosion and a fire, and about an hour and a half later, in the case of the North Tower, the buildings collapsed due to structural weakening due to the fires.
Okay, that's right. NIST concluded that the World Trade Center towers collapsed because 1. The impact of the planes severed and damaged support columns, dislodged fireproofing insulation coating the steel floor trusses and steel columns, and widely dispersed jet fuel over multiple floors. And 2. The subsequent unusually large jet fuel ignited multi-floor fires, which reached temperatures as high as 1,000 degrees Celsius, significantly weakened the floors and columns with dislodged fireproofing to the point where floors sagged and pulled inward on perimeter columns. This led to the inward bowing of the perimeter columns and failure of the south face of World Trade Center 1 and the east face of World Trade Center 2, initiating the collapse of each of the towers. Both photographic and video evidence, as well as accounts from the New York Police Department Aviation Unit during a half-hour period prior to collapse, support this sequence for each tower.
The problem is that we don't have large gradual deformations associated with collapses.
That is false, Mr. Gage. And I showed pictures of it. Pictures of the inward bowing of the perimeter columns of the Twin Towers. I showed these pictures in what was my first video uploaded to YouTube. That was 3 years ago. This news team apparently did no fact-checking on this guy. We do have large gradual deformations to the exterior columns of the World Trade Center. Witnesses saw it and photographs document it.
Fires in high-rises have never brought down a steel frame high-rise building at all, ever.
So what? That doesn't mean steel-framed high-rises are guaranteed not to collapse. Here's an article written 3 years before 9/11 which shows firemen were not to assume that steel-framed high-rises couldn't collapse. The article makes the point that it is not a guarantee that steel-framed high-rises won't collapse. And Gage overlooks the fact that the sprayed-on fireproofing was dislodged because of the plane crashes in areas of the plane impacts.
And the third skyscraper to collapse that day, which most people don't know anything about it, we have the evidence of the 10 key features of controlled demolition.
No, you don't, and you're wrong on your very first claim. The collapse was not rapid onset. Firemen who assessed the damage to World Trade Center 7 could see the building was in trouble, and there were firemen saying it was going to collapse.
See where the white smoke is? You see this thing leaning like this? It's definitely coming. There's no way to stop it. Because you have to go up in there to put it out, and it's already, the structural integrity is not there in the building.
Mr. Gage, you're sabotaging efforts to deal with real issues.